everybody, my name is Susan Storm, and today we're going to be talking about 5 ways that you can connect with the ENTP personality type. Number 1, be open-minded. With ENTPs, a lot of times when they're exploring ideas or concepts, they'll look at that idea or concept from many different angles, and sometimes the angle that they explore an idea from is really controversial or unconventional. And it's good to be open-minded because sometimes they're exploring that angle, not because that's where they stand or that's what they believe, but just to give every possibility a chance. So they look at things from many different vantage points. And so sometimes people, when they're talking to ENTPs, they get offended really quickly because they're like, how could you believe that? And they're like, I didn't say I believed that. I'm just looking at it from this perspective. And then people get turned off and go running off because they're not happy that the ENTP could even entertain that possibility. So one thing that's really good to do when you're trying to connect with an ENTP is just be open-minded, go along for the ride, and just kind of be a sounding board and give your thoughts, but try to be open-minded and explore with them and understand that even if they maybe are debating a point from a perspective you don't agree with, that doesn't always mean that that's where they stand at the end of the day. They may just be trying that vantage point out to see what it shows them and then moving on to another vantage point. Number 2, don't be afraid to argue. ENTPs aren't called the debaters for no reason. They enjoy arguing because it helps them to refine their thinking. They also enjoy it's kind of like a game to them to, spot logical inconsistencies and to spot logical fallacies and to clear their thinking and make it as accurate as possible. It's just something they enjoy doing. It's not emotional for them. It's not something where they're going to get hurt feelings about it. And they're really hoping that you don't get hurt feelings either. It's just fun for them. Because this is how they learn new things. It's how they critically think. And it's a way for them to get in touch with not only the intuitive side of their personality, but also the thinking side of their personality and have them both working in tandem. So don't be afraid to argue. It can be a lot of fun. Once you let go of the emotional aspect of arguing, it can be a great way to sharpen your own mind, but also connect with them on a level that works for them. Number 3, play a strategy game. ENTPs love to play tabletop strategy games like Risk or Settlers of Catan or 7 Wonders, whatever it is. They love to do this. It's a great way for them to get into the strategic mapping out possibilities, that side of their mind that finds a goal or possibility and then finds the best strategic way to get there. ENTPs are also very competitive people, and sometimes this gets frowned on in modern day society and they're chastised for being too competitive. But gaming, whether it's video gaming or tabletop strategy games, is something that they really enjoy, and it's a lot of ENTPs enjoy that process with their friends. So this is a great way to connect with them. Number 4, go somewhere new. So ENTPs love variety. They love to explore new places, new cultures, new people, anything that's going to give them some kind of new insight or idea to, a rabbit trail that they can venture down. And they can find insights and ideas from so many places. Whether that's, they might go whitewater rafting and have some insight into human nature, or they might go, talk to a business person who runs a shop and think of their own business ideas. Whatever it is, going on a new experience, maybe one that's a little challenging or one that's a little unconventional, is something that's really exciting for ENTPs. So that could mean anything from going to a new restaurant, trying a new recreational activity, reading a new book, watching a new show, going to a new club, whatever it is. Doing something out of the ordinary is really exciting for ENTPs. If they know you're the kind of person that's up for change and up for novelty and up for new things, then it's a really good way for them to think, oh, this is someone I can really get excited about being with. And number 5 is practice a new skill or learn something new. ENTPs are kind of interesting in that in, elementary and high school, a lot of times they are frustrated with the learning environment. They're frustrated by having to sit still for 7 hours a day and follow someone else's plan. And they hate the repetition and like rote memory work involved with a lot of school life. But when ENTPs get out of those, school years, a lot of times they really enjoy learning. They just have to feel like they have some freedom around it. So ENTPs love to challenge their minds. They love to broaden their perspectives, but they want to have flexibility with that. So don't go up to an ENTP and be like, hey, I signed you up for a whole weekend of pottery classes. Like that would be like a nightmare for them. Instead, ask them about their interests. Ask them if there's anything they're learning or they're wanting to learn. Talk about your own interests of things that you're trying to learn. And maybe you can find some mutual interests and that you could explore through classes or books or YouTube videos or whatever it is. There's so many ways that you can learn now. You're not limited to going and taking a class that someone else is teaching. You could just sit around on YouTube all day and go from learning about one thing to trailing off into learning about a dozen different things. Or you could just be like, I'm going to learn something hands-on. For you, maybe learning is going and getting a bow and arrow and practicing archery in the woods. Whatever it is, anything that's going to challenge an ENTP and give them new thoughts and help them to learn something new is usually something that's pretty exciting for them. Well, I hope this has been helpful. I'm so glad that you joined me today. If you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. And if you'd like to find out more about ENTPs or your own personality type, be sure to check out my website at www.psychologyjunkie.com. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.